Mandatory alcohol screening. Now, this is one line of defense on the ground level to hopefully prevent some tragedy in the future. Where and when can police actually demand that a driver takes a roadside breath test?
The mandatory test can only happen when the driver has been pulled over in a legal stop and the driver is actually behind the wheel of a car. At that point in time, the officer may ask for an alcohol screening test on a roadside device, which the person must provide. Refusal to do that, they can be charged with a criminal code offense of refusal. It does not mean that it's an evidentiary test. It's the first test in the two-step process.
Okay, so tell us how it works for kind of both situations. How does it work for a driver who is not over the set limit? And then how does it work for a driver who is over that set limit?
So when that driver is pulled over lawfully and gives a breath test on the approved screening device, and it's below the provincial or the federal thresholds, then the driver is free to go. Though the officer might begin an investigation for the main reason they pulled them over. It could be for whatever traffic violation. If the person fails either the provincial level, which is in police terms, the warn range, or the criminal level, which is the failed range, different sanctions can happen. So if it's within the provincial sanction, it will happen at roadside. And in some provinces, it means an immediate roadside prohibition. So the vehicle is towed away for a number of days. And there's a license suspension that goes with it. In a couple of provinces, it only means a license suspension, but the person cannot continue to drive from that roadside interaction with police. If it's a criminal code charge, the person is taken to the police station, given a second test on an evidentiary device, allowed legal counsel, and then formally charged with an impaired driving offense. And given a court date, they'll lose their license immediately on the spot. And again, in most jurisdictions, most provinces, their vehicle will be impounded at the same time.
We often see police out in force, especially during the holiday season, doing breath tests and at the roadside. There's also an education piece to all this as well.
Yeah, I mean, police are doing their job, and you know, unfortunately, a number of police officers have been injured or killed by impaired drivers by doing their job. And so the best way always to stop impaired driving, and every one of these crashes is preventable, is never to consume alcohol, never to consume drugs before you get behind the wheel, and always separating those two activities.